This is exactly why I love Thai salads. It just gives me that reaction of almost it's happiness every time I eat it, you know? I mean, I do love making all these other dishes, but a salad is my go-to. I love how you can have everything kind of prepared and then just mixed together. So often whatever's in your fridge, you can throw it together and kind of make it into a salad. So this salad consists of pork and lemongrass. The main ingredient I would say is lemongrass, or perhaps it's equal parts to the pork, but I want it to be a really heavy lemongrass salad. So I have pork belly that I hand mince because hand mincing allows you to control the meat. It's fresher. You never know how old it is when you buy ground meat. For some nuttiness and crunch, I have some cashews and I have some betel leaves, also known as the wild pepper leaf. Not necessary for this, but I just had it in my fridge and I quite like the flavor, but feel free to omit that one. Lemongrass, kaffir lime leaves, thinly sliced. The kaffir lime leaves have to be thinly sliced. They're a little fibrous and they're weird to bite when they're not sliced, and also they're just beautiful. Shallot, also thinly sliced, with the grain, very important. And then the dressing is going to be what I call a standard Thai dressing. It's lime juice, palm sugar, and fish sauce. So I'm going to cook the pork belly kind of how you would cook lab. So what you do is you add a little water to the pan and you cook it, and the fat's going to render out, and that's going to be enough fat. And while that's cooking, we'll make the dressing. So I don't really want any color on this per se. I just want it to be cooked. But you know, if you have a little color, no big deal. And just for good measure, let's season it with a little bit of fish sauce so the meat is seasoned. What I like to do is just add a little palm sugar first, kind of break it up. And if you start with the palm sugar and the lime juice, making the balance of the sauce is so much easier because you essentially make a very acidic lime water that has a balance of sugar, and then you add fish sauce or salt to taste. You know, if you start with the fish sauce first, it might be harder to balance it. It's so important to talk about food in terms of, and seasoning specifically, in terms of taste. That's the only way you're gonna learn. So by giving you exact measurements right now, which this is 2 limes, but your limes might be smaller, they might be, you know, more acidic, they might be slightly more bitter, who knows? So you need to, you know, focus in on trying to learn how to taste, because then you can balance it and figure out what you want. So as I said, like, we're going for a sour first, and then salty, and then we're gonna add Thai chilies for our spiciness. It's actually what I'm looking for. You always have to wonder on a cooking show, are they bullshitting you? Is that really what they're looking for? But I would say that is actually what I want. So now, also gonna add fish sauce to taste. A good rule of thumb if you are looking for measurements, I would say is 2 parts lime to 1 part fish sauce. But it always depends on what other ingredients are going in this. So that's just a rule of thumb. Almost there. Almost there. See, you continue to taste until it's right. That's delicious. So the pork is done. I'm just gonna take it out and put it in a bowl because I want it to be kind of room temperature. If it's too hot, it'll wilt the mince in a way that I don't want necessarily. I'm just gonna cut up some of these Thai chilies here. And you could pound this. You could pound this first in the sauce. It's just gonna be a much more spicy sauce. I quite like having little rings because it kind of infuses into the sauce. So I'm just gonna add all this directly to the sauce and let it sit for a moment as we build the rest of the salad. So take some of the shallots, or all the shallots rather, put them in the bowl. Lemongrass. A little bit of the kaffir lime leaves. Save some for the end. It's always nice to put them on top. Wild pepper leaves or betel leaves. Just nice tear, just easy tear. Some mint. This you can tear, you don't need to. I quite like when it's longer pieces. A little bit of coriander. And then we'll add the pork to the salad. Some of the cashews. Now you have 2 options here. You can clean your hands as I just did and use it to mix the salad as they are your best tools, or you can do it like many Thai do and on the street with a spoon. I'm gonna use my hands. I'm I'm gonna add a little bit of this sauce, making sure I get all those chilies. We love chilies. I can tell, I can just feel how much liquid I want in this. I want a little more sauce here. And give it a taste for seasoning. Make sure the seasoning is right. We want it mostly sour, spicy, salty, and sweetness just to balance it. Wow, this is a huge portion. So obviously, you need to eat this now. You've done the work. You need to enjoy it. So, well, jasmine rice is essential. You can also use sticky rice, but rice is so essential. It's arguably more important than this salad. So, all Thai food should be eaten with rice. Put it on top of the rice. Just go for a nice big, large bite here. This is exactly why I love Thai salads. It just gives me that reaction of almost it's happiness every time I eat it, you know? It's got such a floralness from the lemongrass and the mint and the herbs. Really the smell of the jasmine rice, the fragrance of it, kind of also perfumes what you're eating. So enjoyable.